All right, hey there, ladies. I hope you're having a good weekend. I've sent you with this email. There's an Excel sheet that has both a glossary of terms, some important terms you may see coming up for softball, and the second tab has a diagram of the field, which is much nicer than the little one I've just drawn here. I'm coming to you live from my little studio in my basement. This is all these boxes. Yes, they are comic books. So this is my little bat cave. What we're doing here today is because you have all done a great job. You really have. In only a week, and some of you less than a week, the progress I've seen in getting to the ball, in securing the ball, in backing one another up when we do those pop up and fly out drills, it's been excellent. It really has. I don't give praise just to give praise. I do mean it. I'm very proud of the work that you've put in, and I know that we have a lot to go because we've got less than 2 weeks before our first game. And coach actually might throw us in a game, a scrimmage game like we had the other day, but with another team on Thursday. So it's going to be really crazy trying to get everything together. I'm going to try and get you as many reps as I can, both in the field and at the plate. But so far, we haven't really done a lot of talk about fielding. About 65% of our team has never stepped on a field before. And while we're doing great at getting the ball and getting to it, there's a lot of question on what to do when we do get it, like where do we throw. So these videos are not meant to be long, they're not meant to be heavy. I'm not going to quiz you on them. I'm not giving you homework. You had enough. I'm trying to keep these under 10 minutes, just quick little videos with different things that we don't get a chance to touch upon in practice because practice is so structured and we just don't have the time to do everything, especially since we only have one field and we have the varsity team and the JV team at the same time. There's only so much instruction that we can do. So these little videos are there to get you a little bit more used to doing things and understand the concept of why we're doing them, so that this way, if it happens in a game and we don't get a chance to really do a lot of field reps because it's been raining or whatever, at least you have some idea of what you're going to do. So for some of you, this may be old news, all right? But it never hurts to have a little bit of a refresher. So we're going to pretend that you're in the field, okay? What do? These numbers, they are related to numbers that have been given to fielding positions. I don't know why they did it, but they did it. 1 is pitcher, 2 is catcher, first base is number 3, second base is number 4, third base is number 5, shortstop is number 6, and then around the outfield, left is 7, center is 8, and right is 9. So you hear someone say, hey, they turned a 6-4-3 double play. That means the ball was hit to the shortstop, position 6. They threw it to number 4, which is second base, who tagged the runner at second base. Threw it over there to 3, which is first base. 6-4-3. That's just all that means. You'll hear it sometimes. You heard them sometimes the other day when we were at the scrimmage, and someone would say, "Where's the play?" And they would say, numbers. That's what they were talking about. That's why it sounded confusing. Some of you didn't know what was going on, and that's all right. That's what we're here for. That's what we're doing this for. Okay. Second base plays second base, obviously, but on the first base side of it, just like their mirror image. Shortstop plays second on the second base on the third base side of it. So when second base fields the ball, you want shortstop to move up and cover the base. This is so that second base doesn't field the ball and then have to run all the way back to the bag if they need to make a play there, and they have someone to throw to that's going to be there. The same thing happens on the other side. If a ball gets hit to shortstop and pulls them that way, well then second base, go over and cover that base. You want to pretend that there's like a rope on the waist between second base and shortstop. So one gets pulled one way, the other one follows. It's to prevent the ball from happening where you field the ball and you go to throw and then there's nobody on the base. You have to back each other up. Even if the ball is not hit to you, be aware of where it is hit to and where you need to be. Never leave the bases uncovered. All right, you want to back each other up, just like we've been doing in the outfield when we're doing the pop-up drills. I've always had, someone calls for it. That's great. You have faith in your teammate that they've got it. But just in case they don't, get somewhere behind them so that if the ball does go past them, it backs you up. We have a much smaller field than baseball does, so our margin for error is a lot smaller. The bases are a lot closer together. So every fraction of a second really counts in getting to the ball and making a quick, decisive play, because the runners don't have as far to go. So we need to make sure that when we field the ball, we know what we're doing with it. All right? So the ball gets hit anywhere in the field, it's on the ground or whatever. Obviously, if it's in the air, anyone who gets it, if you catch it in the air, it's automatic out. But ground ball comes up to shortstop, the runner running to first base, throw it over the first base. All first base has to do is catch the ball and tag the bag. You don't have to tag the runner. You can, but you don't have to, because it's a force, because the runner can't go back home. That's where they just came from, all right? So it's an automatic tag. Now, if that runner decides, hey, I'm feeling frisky, I'm fast, I'm going to go to second base, and they make that turn and they start heading towards second, now it becomes something different. Let's say the ball gets hit through here, it goes past shortstop and into left field, and the runner decides they're going to try and test the left fielder's arm and see if they can get him. If they go and they try to go to second base and left field throws it in here, it has to be a tag. It's not a force, because that runner has the option of putting on the brakes and going, whoa, 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 they're going to get me out, and then run back to first base. So sometimes you'll see a runner get caught in a rundown because they've gotten too greedy, they're trying to go for an extra base, and then they get caught. It's like a monkey in the middle of the game, like, second base and first base are tossing the ball at each other, just trying to see who can tag that person. But that's why they can't just step on the bag in a situation like that, because it's not a force play. What is a force play? Well, that's what we're going to go into, all right? Let's pretend we've got that runner. There's already a runner now on first base, okay? Now the ball is hit, same situation. Ball is hit over here, ball is hit anywhere in the infield or whatever it is. You field the ball, you have a couple of options. You can tag second base, throw it to second base, or tag second base. That's going to force that runner out. Why is that a force play? Because you can't have two people occupying the same base. The runner that's hitting the ball the hitter is obviously coming up to first base, so they want to occupy first base. So they're basically evicting this person from first base and forcing them to second. That's why you don't have to tag them, because they don't have the option of pulling on the brakes and running and retreating back to first base, because there's someone already there. So all you have to do is tag that base. If you're quick enough, you turn without the double play like I talked about before. That's when you get 2 outs in the same play. I've tagged the base. Sometimes maybe you feel the ball right there. You just have to step on the bag, throw it over to first. 1, 2 outs. That's what the double play is. Triple plays happen too. They're a lot rarer just because of how small the field is. Even in baseball, they're a lot rarer, but that is something that happens also. So that's your force play. If we had a runner on first and second, same situation, the ball is hit, well, now you can tag second base because that runner from first base is being forced to run there because of the batter. You can also tag third base because that runner at second base is being forced because the batter is forcing the first base is forcing the second base, so third is there. Obviously, if the bases are completely loaded, that's when you have runners on all 3 bases. Home plate becomes a thing as well. You can tag any of the bases, and that will get you an out. That's what a force play is. That's why it's different from a tag play. Now, if I had nobody on base but somebody on second base, maybe they hit a double, maybe they, however they got there, there's any number of ways they could have gotten there. If the ball is hit, say again, to third or shortstop or wherever, you can't just tag third base because that second base person, that runner, has no obligation to go forward. They can stay there. They can be like, all right, they're going to get me. I'm just going to stay here. And you'll have to go across and get the out over at first base. That's always going to be a safe bet. If you, when in doubt, throw to first base in a play like that to get that sure out. If they try to run after that, like while you're throwing, you'll see sometimes someone will throw the ball over, and while the ball's in there, they're like, okay, great, I'm gonna make a break for it. You'll have to tag them in that case. It's best if the ball is hit on this side and you have a runner at second base. It's best to field the ball, check the runner. That's what they call checking the runner. Just basically making her know that she's there. Don't dare run on me because I'm going to get you. And keep them there for a second and wait a little bit and then throw it over the first base to get the runner out at first. Don't wait too long or that runner's going to be safe. But that's what you want to do in a situation like that, just to prevent that runner from taking advantage of the flight time of the ball and trying to go that extra base. So that's really all I have on force. There's a lot of terms, a lot of things thrown at you. I don't expect you to be experts overnight, especially those new players. But these are things that we don't get a chance to go over and practice. And that's why I want to go over it in these little videos so that you're not completely lost out there. Hopefully the list of terms is helpful. I know runs batted in was something that was asked of me when we were deciding on the captains and stuff on Wednesday. I know there were some other terms that were asked. So this is just to make sure that everybody's up to speed a little bit. And hopefully you got something out of this. I will see you all at practice. I hope your weekend was awesome. I hope you have a great day at school. And all right, let's do this. Have a great night, ladies.